So recently, former adult film star Mia Khalifa was on Ziwe show. If you haven't watched it, it is on Showtime, also on Hulu if you get the Showtime add-on. And she made some comments comparing sex work with being in the military and saying it was better as far as like having control of your body, but being in the military, you don't have control of your body. And yeah, some people were mad. Some people were saying that's not even a comparison, things like that. But let's listen to what she says. Also, this is TYT live. They had some comments on it too, so I'm gonna share my comments after them.
We have OnlyFans, and then we have like the sex work industry, and then we have like actors. Is there a difference between these industries, or are we all fundamentally selling our body in some way?
Honestly, I think that selling your body, like if we're going by that definition, being in the army is worse than being on OnlyFans.
Wow.
You're selling your body to the government.
So that's pretty much the viral clip that's going around. So I get what she's saying. What she's really saying is like, yes, you are putting your body out there on OnlyFans or, sex work or anything like that to make money. But for going into the army, you're selling your body literally to put yourself in harm's way. Same thing with athletes. And you're doing it for the government. You're doing it for someone else. It's not, for you technically. And I think like that's been a big, the big conversation around these like sex workers nowadays is they're trying to bring back the empowerment and taking control of their body and making the money on their terms, and it's not even about what they're doing as opposed to them being in control of it. So I think that was her whole gripe with the industry she used to be in, was that like, it was abusive and she doesn't own the rights to any of this, and she's one of the most viewed stars and things like that, and she's not really getting money from it and all these kind of things. So I think they're, from the outside looking in, a lot of people look at them all the same, and they're trying to say like, no, this is empowering. I can do whatever I want. I can show what I want or not show what I want, and I'm in control of that. So that's kind of what she's saying.
Now, some might find what Mia Khalifa there said to be controversial, but the numbers actually don't lie. It looks like more and more young Americans are actually on her side of this issue, and we're going to show you those stats. Now, if you're not familiar with Mia Khalifa, she's a former adult film star and now an OnlyFans model, and she did receive pushback for what she said, implying that being a part of the army is in fact worse. And she clarified, saying, to everyone up in arms about my statement that being in the military is worse than being on OnlyFans because you're selling your body to the government, we're both serving this nation. What do you think they said for morale back in the day? More troops or Marilyn Monroe in a skirt?
Damn.
I like that. I like that. That was good. She goes on to say that the beautiful part about OnlyFans is that you don't have to take your clothes off in the military. You do, however, have to go destabilize a country and die in the name of crude oil if the president is in the mood that week.
So that's pretty much what I was saying. Like, her first sentence is, you don't have to do whatever you don't want to do. And like, that's kind of a complaint about a lot of people. I mean, I'm not trying to get into the whole like morality part of OnlyFans and stuff like that, but she is saying like, you can just post whatever you want to. Like, there's a lot of creators on the platform that don't show their body necessarily, or they only show as much as maybe they would show on Instagram or stuff like that. But she's saying like, when you sign up for the military, it's like you're literally at the country's whim and whatever they feel like doing that week. The interesting part though here is Ziwe asked like if there was a difference between like sex workers, OnlyFans. She said those as two separate things, and like actors or something like that. And this is speaking specifically about OnlyFans. So I think that's the difference, because you can't lump them all together and say sex work, because the same thing that she was fighting against the industry she was in was because of the opposite of what her and other people are able to do on OnlyFans. So that's an important distinction to make.
And so I I don't know, I don't know Mia Khalifa, but she woke up this week and chose violence when it came to
Sure
her political
did.
commentary. Where's the
Can't
line?
talk about the military
Where
in
does she learn
America.
about literally any of this? But to be fair, though, while she is saying it's worse in these ways to be a part of the military, she's also not saying that the path of OnlyFans is right for everyone. She says it's so dangerous to simply say sex work is empowering, because I would never say that to an 18-year-old whose digital footprint hasn't been tainted by mistakes yet.
See, and I can appreciate someone like actually clarifying what they were saying. She didn't walk back what she said because she does believe what she said, but she did make some clarifications. Saying that it's dangerous to just say, "Oh, in and of itself, sex work is empowering." And she said she would never say that to an 18-year-old, and that's been this whole conversation nowadays. Is that like people just seeing it as quick money, like. As soon as people turn 18, they hop in right on OnlyFans. As soon as they're able to, or they're lying about their age and things like that, they're selling certain pictures and sugar daddy and like all these kinds of things. And at that age, your brain, I mean, even some adults now, they say your brain doesn't fully form till what, 25 or something, 26. So especially for guys, I mean, our brain doesn't really form till ever. But like, at a certain age, you don't have that type of discernment, and there's plenty of people that either they go in at that age and now they're stuck, or they just like regret it, or they just like, well, oh, I can't do anything else, or oh, I made this money, and then you see like 3-4 years later, after the fast money's gone, or they don't want to do it anymore, maybe they're not as successful anymore, and now they try to get a regular job, and now they're always seen as what they became, and what they chose to do in that form of life. And people only see her, specifically Mia Khalifa, as that. She's tried to be on sports shows, and she's a fan of sports and football, and she tried to be like a commentator. I think she had a show on Complex, I think it was, with Gilbert Arenas, but she can't really escape it. And I think that's important to say, that you can't really run away from those things. So how do I feel about what she said? I mean, I get it. I'm neutral in it because I wouldn't particularly, actually not even particular, I wouldn't tell anyone to join the army or do sex work, period. So it's like I don't really have a horse in the race, but I get what she's saying. But at the end of the day, people going to do what they want to do. But y'all let me know what you think in the comment section below. Was she, did she misspeak, or do you agree with her or disagree, and why? And I'll catch you on the next video.